Hello and everyone to another episode here on Yuan episode 5. We are going to begin with finally starting a war against the Lizardmen. I feel like I have to do it because otherwise it's going to be them declaring war on me, that's for sure. They don't have any other wars other than with the New World colonies, and that will end very soon. Let's use the provinces to get a few more units. It's also a nice ability to do this, you know. Right now I only do 1 turn, and it's a couple of units. Can you imagine just a whole army? You just follow with the lords, and then you instantly recruit an army, you know? That's the sort of stuff that you can do if you have enough recruit slots, for instance. So yeah. Let me see who I can ask for some money to join the war. Yeah, definitely not too much.
Greetings, stranger.
Now that feels a little bit more like it. I don't know if I really want good relations with them, but for now they're just on one province. It does feel good. Let me just, since I'm already here, let me check for more possibilities. Oh, a nice defensive alliance. That's good. I'm not going for confederations because I'm aiming that Cathay themselves will confederate, and then I'll confederate the major ones, you know? That sort of idea. Or I'll just take some territory other than the confederated territory for now. But that's... usually the biggest problem with that is that if I confederate, I have a lot more ground to defend, and I don't have the possibilities for. A quick break, that's why you saw the blur. So, let me go over here and attack Swamptown. Okay, so Lord Mazdamundi went back to Port Riva. That's his undoing. He split his forces, and now we are going to punish that. That's already a close victory, and I like what I see. The units that we're missing are just Javelin cohorts. Settlement garrison is a little bit of a problem, but I feel like we're just gonna be fine. Yep. And I'm glad actually I worked on those other peasant spearmen on our armies. So, let's get into the battle. I waited for my whole army and reinforcements to be here, so now it's a 3-line idea. Number 1 line is mostly Jade Warriors with some flanks of spearmen. There's a lot of spearmen on the back as well. This is to count on the enemy breaching through the lines of archers. Something that I should have done on other battles later on. You're going to see when. These are the difficult units here, and the main targets for my archers initially, because I really don't want to take too much damage from their missile troops, and then of course to deal with the single entities. But overall, that's the main idea here. I gotta be careful. There we go. Using some missiles, just trying to get these king cohorts to be on the minimum as possible. Otherwise, they'll just cause too much damage, and then the Soros can deal with me. Let's start attacking the Soroses as well. Or they are going to attack me. That's a nice spear, actually. Yeah, here they come. And let's watch a little bit of the overview of the battle. So far, so good. This is the current turn of events, and I'm using a flank, as you've seen there, from my flyers to go after most of the missile units, so they don't cause too much trouble. Yuan fights really well on his dragon form, but his animations when he's not in dragon form are so cool too. Coming through, coming through. Yeah, that's a lot of Bastillodons. My units can hold the formation, but still. There you go. Here, kitty. Go for it. The animations are really cool on the Jade line as well, especially when he lies down. It's so awesome. Like he just wants some belly rubs and he's misunderstood. One unit of spears and the Longman Riders here. These man-eaters are done for, that's for sure. Very soon this is the outcome. So now in dragon form we're going to hunt the enemy lords and heroes, and that should be the end of it. Right now everyone has been quite thwarted. The enemy missiles are done for. Lord is running away, so everything seems to be fine. I need to take care of some of these single entities, the Bastillodons, get some damage to them. But yeah, overall it seems like they are about to retreat. Nevertheless, quite an epic battle here. And such a nice ground as well. Yeah, it may not seem like it, but this is the point where I just have to find whoever has the most health and focus fire, and suddenly everyone routs. And I believe I sent the dragon against it, and he missed a couple of first strikes. But that's the victory. I did lose a unit of crewmen. I wasn't paying attention, that honestly. I keep forgetting because they are, how it is said? They are elementals, so they take damage once they are routing. You have to be careful, you cannot use them like, you have to think of them like bats. Okay, think of them like bats that will, of course, they'll not run away, but they will drop really fast once they reach that point of no leadership. So buffing their leadership is definitely something really important. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Had a very poor night's sleep. Oh, we have Celestial Administration, so Lord recruit rank for the Dragon-Blooded Shugangan. Now it's the time to recruit a few. Construction time for everyone. Yeah, that sounds good. That's diplomacy. Upkeep minus 30% when in own territory sounds great, actually. Because that will just help out a lot of the... Yeah, campaign movement range plus 30% when in own territory. He can defend everything. So construction costs reduction or faction-wide, or this? Let's go with this. With the upkeep reduction, immediately getting everything fine. Let's obtain training. I always prioritize getting training and the secondary. Cleanse corruption there. But it is fine. You can use other ideas. I just like their campaign influence a little bit more. Overall, I don't feel like we have anywhere to use the stone. I think I'm gonna wait to use it on the next level there. I feel that that's gonna have the most impact, so I'm gonna save it up a little bit. They do convert to the other, so you gotta be careful with that. Let me give some more units and start replacing these units here. No, I don't want to replace the Jade Lions. I'll just give one more. Maybe I should have given him the other one unit, but oh, okay. So I can hire mercenaries. This is definitely going to be good to attack Mazdamundi. That's for sure. I'm not terrified of Mazdamundi. I'm terrified that he might have yet another army. At least, I mean, it's the AI. It always manages to have at least one more army than we are expecting, especially on Legendary.
The Lord Magistrate stands ready.
On the other side of Cathay, we are just staying put, honestly, and checking the developments of the war between Clan Ashen and Zhao Ming. Definitely, they are reinforcing, which is good for us. The more our enemies fight against each other, the better for everyone. Definitely we're gonna go for Celestial Lake again. Control is an issue, and especially on the legendary difficulties. If it wasn't, perhaps casualty replenishment rate at this moment, or just some corruption denial because of the Skaven corruption nearby. So if you're in an easier difficulty trying this out, remember that the corruption actually helps. It has a nice ability, so denying that corruption and having a battle ability is always very good. We did obtain an unusual location here that is quite good. Plague duration -1 turn faction wide is always nice, especially when we fight Nurgle later on. But casualty replenishment rate faction wide, it's perfect. That means that we can continue fighting for a little bit longer, and yeah, and having slightly better odds. I don't want to move too far away. Should I just move here? No, slightly back. There we go. And I think I am going to ambush. Or should I encamp? I think I need to encamp, actually.
Rest while we can.
Well, he can get... Yeah, it's the same thing. So might as well just get him in ambush. If I manage the ambush, it's perfect. I could ambush with the other lord as well, with the same effect. He has a similar army and can wait for my other army as well. All the purpose of it is just to make sure that Mazdamundi tries to come in and attack. So in terms of development, it does seem like he's losing, but Zhao Ming is nearby. Zhao Ming versus Snitch himself. Well, that's going to be a battle we're not going to watch. We're just going to observe from far away. It seems like Miao Ying is coming in as well to attack. And for now, I'm wondering whether I should move or just stay there and focus on the control. It does seem like focusing on control is slightly better of an idea. And the enemy failed to spot my ambush. Good! Mazdamundi doesn't have a lot of missile units, and mostly it's Saurus warriors. So this feels like an awesome fight to take. Mazdamundi himself is dangerous. He doesn't have a lot of dangerous spells yet, which also is good. He doesn't have Renation of Cities, for instance. So that helps. Yep. Some Lore of High Magic damage spells. Yeah, but nothing. That's the only one, really. So that's perfect. Perfect timing. Let's fight the battle. And I'm just covering the retreat path and trying to ensure that the enemy doesn't go through. I'll use a zigzag line here. It's a high ground. They have to come over here. So that's my point. I don't want to have to fight so much of an infantry force, not without some spells or some AoE to deal with them. And of course, we're waiting for our reinforcements, which should be nice. By the way, guys, I have the music quite loud. It's even blasting on my speakers. But it's really up to you. It's whether you like it or if you prefer not to hear it. For me, I always like to have the music on. But if you prefer not to hear it, I'll just, I can reduce the decibels up to 0.1 decibels. So I can reduce this pretty well. Not up to. I can reduce it with 0.1 decibels intervals, so I have control over it. That's what I mean. Two big dinosaurs attacking, but everything else is laying back. So this is the perfect opportunity to take care of the enemy hero and Mazdamundi himself. The mighty T-Rex going after the Jade Lion, with some support from my archers who are now shooting. That's perfect. Even though they don't have a lot of armor piercing, they can do a lot of damage to these units. As you can see, are already halfway through, and Zhao Ming is going to attack Mazdamundi or the T-Rex. I cannot recall if I went over to the T-Rex first. Oh, that was nasty. But now we're focus firing on Mazdamundi. Oh yeah, I sent my lords to the T-Rex, but I already used the Executioner ability. It does deal damage. It just kills instantly if the target is under 20%. So honestly, I find it better to sometimes just do the damage, because a target with 20% health usually is routing. So diminishing their initial damage, their initial health, is many times more effective, I feel. And you still have another charge of the ability to finish them off later on if you need, or to finish someone else off. That is a nice battle. We should give him some room, guys. But yeah. Mazda is nearly dead. And that's perfect. It will just help out so much versus the end of the battle. Go on, retreat. There you go. And that's the end of Mazdamundi on this battle. His mighty Stegadon falls, and no one around to save him. Now that the enemy is coming over, I have already my reinforcements. I'm redeploying to ensure that I have a steady line on both sides of those rocks, and also my archers positioned way back so they don't push through with single entities and just annoy all the time. It always happens, but at least not with so much occurrence. Let's watch the remaining forces arrive, and dealing some damage to those Croxigors. Lizardman armies are so cool to see. Every single army in the game is, but Lizardmen, they're so cool. An army of dinosaurs. Who doesn't want one? A little bit of focusing firing on this single entity. As soon as he charges in, I will not focus fire, and I'll focus fire someone else. And that at least makes sure that it is quite depleted, even if it is heavily armored. I feel these Croxigors are gonna rout as soon as they start engaging. And that is it. Yet another single entity there. This time the Bastiladon, Arc of Rejuvenation. And a nice overview, you can see that everything is going well. I didn't showcase, but Juntu has a nice Lord of Grand Cathay ability. Which helps out tremendously. Especially because it's AoE, by the way. It's a nice melee attack AoE. It's always good. Are the crows able to lift these guys? I think so. They are retreating, so we're just gonna kill anyone in our path. My archers now have free reign to ensure that they don't come back. And it's time to use Yuan bow, the mighty dragon, the jade dragon. Go on as a massive AoE destroyer. Yep, there's only one focus of enemies, and that is here. And as soon as I land on their backs, ooh, that was powerful. I'm pretty sure they're all going to start rotting. Yep, that is it. You can already see on the back as well. That's a victory. Well done, lads. As always, remember that you have to count that I have retreated and started pursuing, okay? As soon as the enemy starts retreating, I start pursuit, that's what I wanted to say. And that helps getting and racking all of these kills, by the way. Even you see 0 kills there from the Jade Lion, that's because he was completely on that T-Rex for the whole battle. Still, he did quite enough damage to the T-Rex to pay for his worth. Just checking if the army replenishment is decent enough. I think so. It's worth it. Very well. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye bye, and thank you for the support for this campaign.